This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody? We are in another episode 30 of the NFC East show, and we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Northeast Streaming Sports Network, and Zodiac TV. What's up, you guys?
What's going on?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
I tell you, there's somebody in the middle who's very happy this week because he has no longer got a goose egg in the first number.
That's right.
I mean, we all want to make an entrance in the win column. And boy, did we ever. In overtime, in New Orleans, home opener, after the hurricane, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not trying to, downplay their the issue with the hurricane, but we came out with a dub.
Well, and good on you guys. I mean, because it took you guys long enough, and it was a hard-fought battle there. I mean, like you had to go into overtime, and it looks like, hey, it was like all the New York teams wanted to go to overtime.
Right, yep.
To be able to make that all happen. It was like it's between both of you guys both won. Everybody in New York is dancing a jig. Because, you guys, New York is no longer unwinning.
Exactly. I was just waiting for it. And now it is on to Dallas.
That's right. On to Dallas.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's a big week for you guys. Also, I mean, we might as well talk about, well, Washington also won. They pulled it out in the end. It looked like Atlanta was going to be able to sneak by them, but that didn't happen. Real quick, that score was 34-30. I'll just talk about that for half a second since we still can't seem to find a Washington guy here.
Yeah, what's up with that? Washington. Look, I know you guys don't got a name yet, but good God.
I tell you,
one person.
Just
one
guy.
Person.
We ain't that tough. We don't bite that hard.
You don't even have to be a guy. You just show up.
Exactly.
Good God. How hard can it be?
Well,
anyway,
I guess it's hard enough. I guess it's hard enough because as of right now, we still have not had anybody show up for them. So anyways, but enough about Washington. They lost or they won.
Yeah,
it was 34-30. They are now 2-2 in the division. I guess officially would be in second place. And Dallas Cowboys are in first place by themselves right now after a win against Charlotte. So let's start with you there, True Blue, because I didn't get to see much of that game, obviously, because you guys played at 1:00, which is rare.
Yeah, very rare.
It's funny because I'm in Charlotte right now, and on the NFL Network, they are showing the game again. And it looks like even the guys that you guys had calling the game were like bozos. So it's like it was not like any typical Dallas game. Usually you have Troy Aikman and stuff like that, but nope. You had Greg Olsen and some other guy.
Yeah, Greg Olsen. Yeah, it was one of the earlier games, and yeah, to my chagrin, it was very early. But the Dallas Cowboys defense was overwhelming the Carolina Panthers offense. And again, we were without 5 starters on the defense. And our offense was very balanced. That's the part I liked the most was Dak Prescott, not too many passes, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard just running it out there, running that ball. I mean, it was just a balanced offense all the way around. Defense prevailed. Diggs 2 interceptions. I mean, the guy's hot. The guy's hot.
And and now, like officially, you guys would be out without the 6th guy on defense.
Yep. Now that we got that, got cut last night. So.
Yep, and he's actually about to sign right now. They are finishing up the contract with Green Bay.
Yep.
So, I was actually hoping that the Eagles would get him, but we don't care about linebackers here in Philadelphia. So. That's just the kind of the way it works, and we do what we do.
So what I found out about Smith, the guy that you guys released, I knew it was a money thing. You guys are still going to pay him what 7.2, something like that?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But from what I heard, what I gather, one of the reasons why they let him go is because they could cut him for the 7.2. But if I'm not mistaken, he also has an injury clause in his contract to where so if he popped an Achilles, God forbid, next year, you guys still owe him some money, and that was
$9.7 million.
Yeah, 9 points. Thank you. Yeah, and that was one of the key components of them releasing him.
Yeah, there were some discussions, and I was following up with listening to James Slater and such. They were following up in the off-season surgery this past year. On his wrist or elbow, I think it was wrist. That came into play. They didn't want to go into another year, from what I'm reading, from what I'm seeing, and what I'm hearing. Just didn't want to go injury. They didn't want that injury clause in there, and so they backed out. And totally understand it. It's a business, just like everyone says, and it is what it is.
And so, but that's the way it works. Sometimes that's the way it's got to happen.
Yep.
And now Green Bay has him.
Green Bay does now have him.
I think I would have loved to have him on the Giants. I was actually talking to Ant, Big Blue Ant, big shout out, fellow Giants family member. I call him one of my brothers. He kind of talked me into him. He was like, "Hey, what do you think about him?" And I'm like, I really don't want to take players from other from within the division. But he reminded me that with Martinez out, it would be a good play. And I'm like, you know what? F it. Yeah, why not? We actually have nothing to lose right now.
Yeah, so and he's a solid player. He was playing every game. He was out there. He was the captain this past Monday or this past Sunday. And that says a lot. And the guys, he was a leader in the locker room and everywhere else. And it's more of a business decision, and he wasn't willing to part ways. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. It's a business. He's looking out for the better of himself, which he did. And now he signed with another team.
Yeah, and now he's getting paid twice this year.
Exactly.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
But that wasn't the only one that happened this week. Obviously, a 4-time Pro Bowler got dropped as well from the Patriots, and of course, he signed with Carolina right away. Or got traded to Carolina because it wasn't just dropped. It said that they were dropping him, but realistically, they wound up trading for a 6th-round pick. And it made me wonder. I'm like, well, hold on. Why aren't the Eagles even thinking about this? Like, did they make the phone call and they said, no, I'm not interested or whatever? But
well, let me ask you this: how much you guys have in the cap?
$16 million. We have more money in the cap than every team in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
and beyond that, like, of course, we're the ones that are eating the most amount of cap space ever in the NFL. So not only are we eating the most, we have the most amount of free space here. How is it that we're not going after these guys?
Now, is most of that Wentz?
Oh, the eating the money?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's all Wentz.
Oh, okay.
So, Hey, listen, I'm happy that he won because he's still going to remain the starting quarterback in Indianapolis right now. And hey, right now he's paid 98% of the snaps, and that's all I can ask for right now.
And he has to continue on. I mean, he has to play for the whole season, right? Or how does that work out in your clause with you guys?
So he has to play 75% of the snaps and not make the playoffs, or 70% of the snaps and they do make the playoffs.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Our hope is 75% of the snaps and do not make the playoffs, and wind up as like a 7-10 team and get in the top 15.
Wow. That's a lot of that's playoff scenario right there for you.
Well, I mean, as of right this second, if the season was to end today, the Eagles would have the 3rd, the 7th, and the 10th pick in the draft.
Wow.
So then we'd be like what, number 1 then?
No, you guys
Or
would be
number
in the,
2?
like, in the 8th spot or 9th spot, because you guys are officially still in last place right now. Like by all the tiebreakers, you fall into last place right now. So,
right,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we would be above you.
right,
We
you
would
would
be
be in the
drafted
9th
before.
spot. Yeah, so you're like in the 9th spot or maybe the 6th spot.
Well, wait. You said what?
So we have one from Miami. So all of the teams that now are 1 and 3.
Okay.
So I think the 4th spot falls to Miami. The 7th spot falls to the Colts, and we are in the 10 spot this second.
So you're hoping for some more losses, huh? From the other teams?
Well, Miami is not doing very well at all. So yeah. I don't, I think that could possibly be a top 5 pick.
Oof.
That would suck for Miami. That would suck really bad for Miami. The Colts, I think, is going to wind up somewhere middle of the road, probably around pick. I figure it's going to be between 12 and 18. I don't think they make the playoffs. So I think it's probably going to be like around. So there's 32 teams. There's 14 teams that make the playoffs. So there's 18 left. So it could be picks. I'm figuring it right around pick 16, 15, 16. And then wherever the Eagles wind up at.
Yeah, it's everyone I'm seeing right now, they're calling the Indianapolis Colts a dark horse team to come from behind here about week 6, 7. That they're going to be a contender after that. So it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Yeah, you know what I feel about the media? They're so boring at this point. I can't stand listening to them.
That's repetitive.
The media is like, oh, this is going to be great, and this is going to be great, and this is going to be great. I think they all suck. I think that's what it is. I don't think that any of them make any sense whatsoever.
Well, they're all riding coattails on the Cowboys, saying how that they've been saying it all year and everything else, and I'm like, no, you haven't.
Well, and so I heard this week that, at least from the Philadelphia sports talk radios, that they are giving Dallas their due a little bit. They're like, hey, Dallas is a lot better than people really expected them to be.
Yep.
That we expected Dak Prescott to not look so healthy, that to take a little bit longer to get back, that the defense wasn't going to start to solidify as quickly as it has. And, and all of those. So you've had a lot of things fall into place.
Correct.
So maybe it wasn't the personnel last year, or maybe it was because you've lost half your defense anyways. So maybe it was the personnel. Maybe it was the people that were out there not playing to their potential, and they put in the scrubs now that were listed as kind of scrubs or subs, and now they're just playing much better.
Well, I think
they were also talking about how Nolan's defense did not fit
the scheme of things.
The scheme of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and it didn't. And that's the thing. Quinn is solidifying the defensive line with the players that we've got, the secondary, the linebacker core. I mean, there was a lot of mistakes this past week against the Panthers with the middle linebacker and the outside linebacker, which was Jalen Smith. I mean, everybody was over pursuing. Nobody was in containment. everybody would just start running with their heads off, and then all of a sudden these cutbacks were coming, and I didn't have anybody from the secondary to, the run was effective against the Cowboys in this game for the first part until they started wising up, towards the end of the second quarter, and then they got better in the third and fourth, of course, but they were putting a lot of pressure. Micah Parsons is out there. I mean, he's been doing a heck of a job, getting rotated from, playing the outside, going to the inside. I mean, he's just he's all over that field. You cannot see him in one of those plays.
Yes. I would say that he is the truth.
Yep.
Out there. He is definitely a player. And as you look back at that, they were talking this week again in Philadelphia Sports Talk that we could look back, as the Eagles could look back on that and say that as great as Devonta Smith could wind up, that Micah Parsons could have been the better pick in that draft.
Yep.
Just right now. I mean, obviously,
just right now, of course.
We're 4 games in, so we can't talk about that. I mean, God forbid he could actually break his leg and that be the end, end of him. But that's not, right now he is the better of the two. And not that Devonta Smith isn't doing his job. He's doing a really great job right now too. Of course, our defense is kind of like the Dallas defense of last year, where we can't stop anybody. If you want to beat the Eagles, get to 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. So far, I did a count. I've done a count. We have faced, I think it's like 19 3rd and 1s. And we have stopped 1.
Wow.
Okay.
We were 1 for 19 on 3rd and 1s. And that was stopped against Atlanta.
Week 1.
In
Wow.
like the fourth quarter ish, because they had 2 3rd and 1s in the first half, and they still made those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like they had one more 3rd and 1. It was probably like a 3rd and 2, really, but like that's. But 19 3rd and 1s that they have not stopped. They have not stopped.
That's a lot.
And you want to talk about not getting off the field? 9 for 10 was Kansas City last year on 3rd down, or last week on 3rd down. 9 for 10.
Yep.
The one was an interception where we intercepted the ball and we kicked the field goal. And you can't do that. You definitely can't do that. You got to put the puck in the net. When you're in the red zone, we went 3 for 6 in the red zone and 2 for 4 with goal to go.
Okay.
And you can't do that. You can't do that.
And I'm glad you brought up Kansas City. Let's step into the AFC West for just a second here. Mainly just Kansas City. What is going on with that defense? I mean, in the 4 games, 3 of the 4 teams scored 30 points or more.
Yeah.
The one team that didn't scored 28 or something. I mean, what the hell is going on with that? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess they figured their defense is okay because the quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, and he could throw for 45 points or 35 points a game. But their defense right now is ranked 31 at best. And I mean, they're just giving up points.
And the points are 32nd. They're actually
32nd in the points. Yes, 32nd in the points. They can't do this if they want to get back to where they were last year. And let's just say, I just want to throw this out there. If Kansas City is to be dethroned from the AFC, who is going to sit in that seat? Like, what AFC team? I'm thinking Buffalo. Right now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo is the one team after they lost to Pittsburgh. They have had a nice little run. They've scored 40 points for the last 2 weeks, even in somewhat of a trap game against Jacksonville, because that was a very trap-ish game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They wound up putting 40 spot on them.
A 40 burger.
Yeah, 40 to nothing. You know what I mean? And then what's his face went out into Ohio and said, "Hey, I'm going to dance with you, little girl." Yeah. And then, of course, had to apologize. He says he's not going to resign. They are trying desperately to get him out of there already. Jacksonville, we thought Houston was a bad franchise and just a train wreck. Jacksonville is an absolute abhorrent train wreck. I mean, it is just like you can't help but watch what's going on. And I don't know if it's going to be.
I wonder well, I mean, we could probably talk about Jacksonville a little bit, but as far as Buffalo and Kansas City, I can't think of who would be your guy. I mean, I know this is only the first quarter of the season, first 4 games. Who would you put in the AFC Championship game right now?
Cleveland and Buffalo.
You'd put Cleveland and Buffalo.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm putting San Diego or Chargers and Buffalo.
Okay, that's respectable.
So, and I think that San Diego. I think that and it's funny because both the West and the Central have 3 teams that are 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And Pittsburgh's being 1-3 right now is a little different. I mean, obviously, but both of those divisions have 3 teams at 3 wins. This year is going to be a wacky year because not all of the divisions have similar schedules to ours, where we have all of these games at the end of the season. That's all division. And interestingly enough, hockey has done that for a number of years, and they've learned that you can't do it that way because ultimately you have teams that you want to try to have in the playoffs don't make the playoffs because they can't seem to catch up because they're beating each other up and every other team is beating each other up. So you can't go over top of teams. And I think that's going to be something the NFL is going to learn this year the hard way. I think that you're going to find out that there's going to be a lot of weirdo teams that make it in because every other team wound up playing really tough games at the end and lose, especially with the 17th game. So you better win it early this year. You better win your division early if you want to make it into the playoffs, because there's a really good chance that if you have to win the 2 of the 3 last games, you ain't going to make it because you might win those games and still not make it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it also depends on the scenario too. The
right, of course,
scenario,
but when you start playing divisional games and your division opponents are also playing divisional games, it becomes really hard to leapfrog over teams and such. So, and that's what hockey has learned over this. So I fully expect that it's going to be a little bit different, this year. This year is going to be a funny year when we come down to it.
So now, just to jump on Buffalo again, their defense is ranked number 1 in points and in yards. Their defense.
Well, they have played. I mean, since the Pittsburgh game, I think they played Miami, who stinks out loud.
Right.
Then Jacksonville, who stinks out loud. So I really feel like that they have not had much of a good game, much of a good test yet.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
and Pittsburgh,
best test.
Yeah, and then with Pittsburgh playing the way that they're playing, I mean, that beat them. Look where Pittsburgh is at right now.
And yes, to be fair, the first 4 games, 2 out of those 4 games were shutouts.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, honestly, to be fair.
I don't know. I'm still upset at our schedule for, these 3 home games. It's 2 away games and then 3 straight home games, and then an away game, bye week, away game. And it's like, okay, 3 straight home games is a lot.
Well, yeah, because it's going to hurt you towards the end. That's why.
Well, I just, as far as going to the games, it makes it harder to, road game coming up here pretty soon, back to back to back. So
right, you're gonna have 3 games on the road back to back to back.
Yeah.
I know what that was like last year, though. So I mean, I understand. I mean, we had the whole month of October because they expected the Phillies to make the playoffs. I don't know why they thought that, but anyways, because they thought the Phillies would make the playoffs last year, they booked the entire month of October on the road.
Wow!
So we didn't have a
four straight home games.
It was 4 straight. It was actually, we played the Jets last year, like October 2nd or something, and then we had 3 away games in October. Like the rest was away.
Yeah.
In a row, back to back to back, away, and I don't think we won any one of those games. I think we lost all 3.
Yeah. See, yeah, because we got this game, of course, this weekend against the Giants, and then we've got the away game against New England. Then we got the bye week, and then we got the away game, Minnesota. So, you get that rest up a little bit for that bye week, but again,
no, you got the home. It's home against the Giants, though.
Correct.
Yeah, you're home against the Giants, and then you're away, bye, away. So you're not 3 bye weeks. The
following week after that.
What is it, home or away?
Away.
Oh, got you.
Oh, all right. Since we're talking about my Giants,
let's get on your Giants.
Yes, we did squeak out a game, a win. We're in the win column. It's about damn time.
Hold on, what'd you say? What'd you say? Hold on. I can't hear you.
Oh, you're muting me. You are. you would do that. No. Okay.
I heard the interview from Judge after the game.
No, don't even. I wish he would. I'm really glad that Saquon is finally, coming out of his shell a little bit. We were not showing like we wanted to win the first 3 quarters. We were putting up points, and I want to say that was because of the play calling of Jason Garrett. Again, I saw a freaking jet sweep. We need to throw that play away. Get rid of the. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get on that again. But finally, and you know what? I was waiting for that. I didn't see him clap at all. But when I saw a lot of heart in the fourth quarter, we're down by 11. We come back, score. Jones throw a touchdown pass to Barkley on the swing pass, and then then Garrett actually called a quarterback draw for the 2-point conversion. Defense had a huge stop, into where we could drive down the field. Galladay, Tony, Ross, everybody stepped up, and let's speak about Ross and that touchdown. It didn't go down as a touchdown pass; it went down as a fumble recovery. And the fact that he paid attention to the situation he was in, and the other 2 Saints players backed off. Had those Saints players would have been paying attention and hit that ball out of bounds, it would have been a touchback.
Yep.
It would have been a touchback, changed the whole character of the game. And we would probably be talking about that one play because that would have been the difference maker. And the run with Barkley at the end, just to seal the deal. It was all around obviously it's a great feeling, and you can't start a winning streak without the first one. So I'm really hoping this momentum will carry over. But what really concerns me is our defense. Hill, 2 rushing touchdowns. Hill. That's not Zeke.
Well, you're going to be, you guys are going to be put to a test this coming week.
That's not Pollard.
Yep.
So, we're going to see. We're going to see what we're made of. And, I mean, yeah, I'm going to sit here and say that I do believe that Dallas is ripe for the pickings, but I'm really curious as to what Giants team is going to stand up. Are we going to be the team that, the fourth quarter Giants, and we're going to play a full 4 quarters this week? We got to play a perfect game. We got to play we got to play the game. And what I'm afraid of, yes, I'm a little long-winded, and I'm going to go on. What I'm afraid of,
no, not
is
SneakyG.
You got room. Wait, you got room to talk, Philly. What I'm afraid of after the Seahawks game last year, after we shocked the world and beat Seahawks in Seattle, that balloon that we had just deflated. It deflated. So I just hope that we don't fall in that same week. I mean, I think of
The balloon didn't deflate. It was.
that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Well, I mean, because like the emotion of that game, you could tell, because I think we played Cleveland the next week and we were flat. And
still had a chance to win that game. And
no, we
Cleveland
didn't.
Was also
no, we didn't.
flat.
No, we didn't. They beat us. I think it was like 20-9 or something like that.
I thought it was
23.
I thought it was like 17-14 for a little while, and then they wound up winning 31-14.
No, the first series, I don't know what the hell. Garrett was out with COVID. We're going down the field. Instead of going for the field goal, they do a fake punt, and then they try to throw a TD pass to the center or to a guard. But anyway, I keep thinking about the opportunities we had in Atlanta, the 2 potential interceptions. If we have an opportunity to make a play defensively, we got to make it. If we have an opportunity to sack Dak, we need to sack him. If we got an opportunity to tackle Zeke for a loss, we got to do it. So many missed tackles. I mean, I do have my concerns, but I am going to say, I mean, that's why we play the game.
That's right.
And I'm going to say this, and I've been saying it for some time now, for the last, I think, 48 hours. If you look at the stats, and I think Jalen Hurts is number 9 on this list, but Daniel Jones is top 10 in passing yards as of week 4.
Yeah.
So
he had a 400-yard game, didn't he?
402-yard game. Offensive player of the week. So I have been saying for the last 24 hours, Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback. And I'm going to say that until he's not. Until I look at every single category and he's not in that top 10 list, I'm going to continue saying that. Because I know for a fact, and
how many catches did Ingram have?
How many catches in Ingram?
Yeah.
How many catches did Ingram? I think he had 1, but it was like -3 yards, I think.
Yeah,
I think it was
they don't want him touching the ball.
Well, and it's funny you say that, because he did drop a ball. He did drop a ball, and I don't remember seeing him the rest of the game. Wow. I don't remember seeing the rest of the game. So, and I'm going to end with this, and I'll get off my soapbox. No, I'll always be on it. I will always celebrate Daniel Jones' success, because I know damn well the haters will celebrate his failures. So everybody will understand Daniel Jones' success, because I will tout them proudly.
Yeah, that's and that's the thing. Having Dak Prescott as our quarterback, since 16 and everything that he's gone through, the trials and tribulations and everything else, is that the fans that are out there that want your quarterback to do bad, first of all, aren't real fans. Second of all, when those players actually do wind up getting hurt and then they see, everything that they had hoped and wished for, the backup comes in and doesn't produce like they thought, then all of a sudden they wish that starting quarterback was in the role.
Right.
And, good case in point is Chicago this year. And I understand everybody, didn't want Andy Dalton in there, and then they wanted Justin Fields and everything that happened with that little deal.
They're about to get what they wish for.
Oh, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
Justin
And,
Fields
and
got in there.
ultimately, and what did I tell you? That it was going to be something like that, and this is going to be the make or break moment for Nagy. And I expect
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
when Fields fails, because I don't think it has anything to do with the quarterback. I think it has all to do with the coaching there.
Correct.
When Fields fails, they're going to bring in Peterson.
Well, yeah.
You think so?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
and
that's the thing.
I think the GM's going to go too. If Chicago, if they don't pass the Fields test, the coach and the GM is gone because they gave up the bank on Trubisky. They passed on Watson for Trubisky. Now, granted, Watson is in a different pickle now. No pun intended.
Well, and the best one out of that was Mahomes, who everybody passed on. So,
Yep.
2017. Yes, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, but you know, the quarterback coming out, you know, Justin Fields came out and was slinging the ball around, and then I was like, against Detroit, he was slinging the ball against Detroit.
right
Now, I'm not saying that, you know, it's Detroit or whatever
I
because
saw
they are a
Crackman was
professional
on here
football team.
earlier. You
They're
know,
a professional football team, but the thing is that you had time to establish. But you know, the test is going to be this week, and again, it leads back to the backup quarterback role. Don't ever boo your own team. Don't ever boo your own. You know, if you're a fan of your team, never wish pain upon anybody.
You know, and I'm so glad you said that because during Eli's end of his career, all right, he and people want to quickly get the hook on Eli. I'll say 2013, 2014, when Calvin Gilbride was kind of pushed out of town. You got to understand what Eli's strength was. When Eli had success, he had a running game. He had Ahmad Bradshaw, Brandon Jacobs, and hell, even with that other running back that retired and fumbled, but yet questioned Eli Manning on his own leadership. You know, when he was there, Eli did.
You mean Eli Manning? You mean Eli Manning?
Yeah. I mean Eli Manning. Yes.
As he did that with my picture next to him.
He was saying what a 9-year-old Philly fan did, and you talked about his mother. His mother, a 9-year-old. How dare that 9-year-old? Oh, I'm sure he did. How do you know? How do you know?
Because it was my kid.
He's 10.
Okay, I could. No, your son would not do that.
No, my son would not do that. That is correct.
Maybe one of your other 12 kids, maybe, but that you don't know of.
Yeah, I'm setting up franchises all over the place.
You're gonna be. I'm still waiting on that invite when you go on Maury. You know, because you get that extra anyway. But no, I mean, so when people were wanting Eli's head, I was preaching. I'm like, hey, be careful what you wish for. Because before freaking McAdoo took him out for that one game, we were spoiled as a franchise. There was from 2004 to 2017, two things were for sure: taxes and Eli under center Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
You know what else? You know what else was sure? That Eli Manning was going to lose to the Eagles.
I still remember that Plexico pass, that TD pass that he. That
was in like 2012, right?
It don't matter. It happened. It don't matter.
I'm just saying, but since that moment,
it don't matter. It happened. But I do. Hey, I mean, like I said, you can have all the wins against the Giants during Eli's reign, but I'm going to take those two Super Bowls.
Changing the subject. We have.
You're slick. Yes. So actually, and this is a perfect segue. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start off a different way. Starting tomorrow.
I'm going to take this off. I'm switching you up so that I can.
Okay.
People can see you.
Perfect. I appreciate that.
And him, since I'm not involved in this.
Right. Since you're not going to, since you're going to be in Carolina now. Starting tomorrow, if you see these three vendors on the bottom, right? Sunview Cafe, Main Street Cafe, Pro Imaging Sports. If you tell them I sent you, you will get a discount. if you go to Sunview Cafe and you have one of my merch, tell them I sent you. You get 20% off your meal. If you don't have it, you'll still get 15%. And the same thing with Main Street Cafe. You get 15%. And if you go to Pro Imaging Sports, 10%. Starting tomorrow until Monday, you get these discounts. Now, Friday, rib eating contest. True Blue, are you going to be there Friday?
I can't be there Friday, no.
Okay. I was just curious. I was asking. Rib eating contest. I asked you guys show up at 4, so we know who's going to be in it. We'll probably start the contest about 5:30-ish, because I do want to give people time that got off work to come and maybe want to participate.
Are you in it, Sneaky?
No, I'm hosting.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't host and eat at the same time. And plus, Philly,
I don't know if I would bet on that.
Well, hold on, wait, time out, Philly. Last time you ate more than I did at Hard 8.
Well, that's because it was the first time I was there. You had 2 desserts.
You like?
I didn't even eat a dessert. You had 2 desserts.
I did not.
Desserts are good.
But I didn't know. Nick ate one of my dessert. Now don't call me out like that. Actually, Nick ate, but I had to get one extra, and then he ate that one too. Anyway, now you got me mad. Now I'm gonna have to go spank Nick when we leave here. Now the one that I want y'all to pay attention to is the Copper Penny at the Music City Mall. We are going to have a live Make It Count SneakyG podcast at the Copper Penny. True Blue is going to be there. The Clary OG is going to be there. I'm going to have a representative from the Phoenix Giants Club. He's also going to be there. Plus Byron Williams, a New York Giants great, and James Jeffcoat, 2-time Super Bowl champ and Dallas Cowboy great. We're going to have a conversation for about an hour. We're going to have, you'll have an opportunity to purchase some Sneaky G-Man merch. And you're also going to have a chance to purchase raffle tickets for a Lombardi trophy. There's 2 different kinds. You have an opportunity to buy, there's New York Giants and also Dallas Cowboys. And then you have an opportunity if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you have an opportunity to win something that hasn't been won by a Dallas Cowboy since 1995. and if you're a Giants fan, you have an opportunity to win something that hasn't been won by a Giants fan since 2011. And there's more. I now received yesterday donation 2 tickets to the Giants Dallas Cowboy game. So there's a possibility. Well, no, there's not a possibility. Somebody will be walking away with 2 tickets for the showdown at AT&T Stadium the next day. And that's it. I'm done.
There you go.
I didn't think I was ever going to finish. I felt like that was that old video that was just going to keep going and going.
I could go as long as that. I could go. Oh, and there's that bye-bye brunch on the 11th, on the Monday. So, are you leaving Monday, True Blue?
Sunday. I'll be headed back out Sunday.
You're leaving right after the game?
Hang out for about an hour or so, 2 hours, and then I'll take off.
Okay, all right. You're better than me.
After he puts everything back, like he's got to put everything away in his trailer is what it does.
The trailer's occupied right now. I'm getting that worked on. I'm getting that and the cart worked on.
There you go. Got you. Getting those extra D-rings. I get it. I understand. I know. So we had to do that in the dark, trying to make sure that everything was all tied up properly. So, but anyways, with the last 15 minutes left to go in the show, Miles will start off with, obviously, we'll talk about your game first. The Giants versus the Cowboys. Woo! Right now, what's the over-under? I'm going to check it out right now as we speak.
7.5. Oh, the over-under.
Well, no, I meant you got me right. So, and I have it it's a 425 game. It's at 7 right now. Over under 52.
Yeah, it'll be over.
I believe. I think I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, for us to have a chance, I would have to say it would have to be the under. Because
I agree with that statement.
It would have to be the under. Diggs is playing out of his mind, but I want to assume that we're gonna have a game plan for him. So I don't see Diggs having a pick this game. I could be wrong. I could see Barkley, coming out with a strong game. Yeah, I got to say the under because if we use Barkley more, which I know you guys are going to put 8 in the box, it's a given, and Parsons going to be all over the field. Barkley should be able to control the clock a little bit. So, and as long as we don't do no damn jet sweeps and reverses, we'll be all right.
You're going to do a jet sweep.
Oh,
I'm calling it now. Left to right.
Okay, Jubal, I'll tell you what. If we do a jet sweep, first beer is on me. But if we don't, you owe me a beer.
There you go.
All right, let's do it.
So Prescott only threw for 188 yards. Obviously, he threw for 4 touchdowns too. So, I mean, think about that. Over the last 2 games, last 3 games, really. Well, 2 games, because the Eagles game was Monday night too.
Correct.
He's thrown for under 500 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really, because he threw for 235, 188, but 9 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns.
Yep.
400 and some yards and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's where I'm saying that balance is starting to come in with the running game between both backs, and that's what everybody's failing to see. Yeah, the balance technique that Dak is doing is spot on with what the team needs to be doing overall. If we keep our run game where we're at, they can stack the box. Here's one of the great things that Dak really did this past game was the audible. He recognized the defense. He knew what they were doing, and he audibled out of the pass to the run, and he did that a bunch, seeing what the defense was giving him. So a lot of props to him for seeing what was going on the field and audibling and getting that out of there and getting those yards that we needed on the ground as opposed to throwing it.
And so that I can explain to everybody, my new tight end on my fantasy team had 58 yards and a touchdown, 6 receptions, because I picked him up the moment that I learned of him, Schultz.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So, score predictions?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's going to take a minute.
I'm thinking, well, we've been averaging 30 plus a game. I'm still going to stick with that. I think we're going to be 38 to 17.
That's so disrespectful. So I said it's going to be under what? We said 52?
Yep.
Giants 51. Cowboys 0. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to do that. I'll stick with that shit. I'll be disrespectful too. Now, I mean, I would say 28-24 Giants. Or 24-20, something close. What stands out to me is that Dallas is still ranked 26th when it comes to yards and 16th when it comes to points. Now, what does that mean?
Number 1 in turnovers. That's the
right.
That's the reason why, because that all gets to be skewed because they're number 1 in turnovers.
I get that, but still, even being number 1 in turnovers, they're still ranked 26 in yards. So
what are they? Number 2 in points, right?
No, 16. They're 16
in points scored.
In points, yes, 16.
No, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, because I don't know right off.
Yeah, we're averaging 30 plus points a game.
Yeah, not every.
Well, no. Offensively, points you guys are ranked 4th, and yardage you guys are ranked 3rd. But yeah, defensively 16th in points and 26th in yards.
And he's throwing at, I saw a statistic today, Dak Prescott's throwing at 77.8% accuracy. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of things that are going right now for the Dallas offense.
And Jones is throwing closely. I want to say 66% completion rate. I could be just off on that. Maybe like 65 point something.
So he went 28 for 40, had 108.5 quarterback rating, but 28 for 42 is what? 4/7? That's a little over 50%, right?
What are we talking about? Are you talking
about
about
4-6? No, I'm sorry, 4-6. So I was wrong there.
Well, what are you talking about? The last game?
Yep.
Well, yeah, no, he was almost 67%.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it was. 4-6.
Yeah. So, and as of right now for the season, actually, it's 66.7% for the season. We could say 67. I mean, I'll say 67. Shit, I don't care.
Right. So he's cursing a lot today. He is cursing a lot today. So
I'm excited.
It's that
New York attitude.
And it's New York attitude coming from an Arizona-raised young man here, and I do stress young.
All right. So real quickly, let's talk about the Washington football team played the Saints, and they're both 2-2.
Are they at home? Are they playing at Saints? In New Orleans?
No, they're playing in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So, and the over-under right now for the Saints is 2. It's not over-under. It's a Saints are a -2. So Washington's a home dog.
This might be a rebound game for the Saints. Yeah. Yeah, and that might be right there. And yeah, I could see that. I could see it a low-scoring game. And
that's the one thing I don't see.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I could see this being, a 38-24, 38-30 type game, 42-38.
It's 44.5 is the over-under.
Oh, I take the over on that.
I would be threatening the over too, except Vegas So Vegas has got weird lines this week. I think that the 7 points is right with the Giants and the Cowboys. However, the Eagles and Panthers games, they got the Panthers as a -3.5 point favorite, and the over/under at 45. And I don't understand that either. I feel like that is way out of line. Like, where are they coming up with that number? That tells me that's an Eagles line, actually. That that the Eagles should cover, if not win the game outright.
Are they factoring the weather into these games?
Well, I guess they factor everything, but this line has not moved much at all for a week. So I can't imagine that it's going to that they don't know the weather on Monday, what it's going to be next Sunday. You know what I mean? So that's
well, that's why I'm asking, is because with those kind of, both games being outside the elements, especially in Washington, not so much Carolina, but more so in Washington.
Do we know what the weather's going to be like on Sunday? Right. I'm asking. Well, I am in Charlotte. Here I am at the Hickory Tavern here in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the North Carolina section of Charlotte, and I've been down here for a day. I'm gonna be gallivanting around all day tomorrow. All through Charlotte, putting up Eagles stickers, letting everybody know that the Eagles are coming. The Eagles are coming.
There you go. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that New Orleans Washington game, 23-20.
Oh, okay. So you got it going under.
Yep.
Okay. Washington or the Saints?
I'm gonna give it to the Saints.
Okay.
I was wrong last week with Sneaky. Sneaky pulled that one out.
Oh, well, I'm going to say that I think Jameson has something to prove. And you know what? And I need to take a step back. I owe one of my friends an apology because they called Jameson Red Lobster. I was supposed to go to Red Lobster because we beat him, so I need to make that happen. So I think he's going to come back, and I'm going to stick with 42-38 Saints.
Wow.
I think Jameson's going to throw for 4 touchdowns.
What time is that game at?
1 o'clock.
Ah, okay.
So
We'll be able to watch a little bit of it.
yeah, we get 4 football games this week because it's 9:30 in the morning or 8:30 your time. As you wake up, you get the Jets versus Atlanta over there.
Right.
So at the early time. Last but not least, obviously, we got in downtown Carolina and downtown Charlotte, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Charlotte Panthers and Carolina Panthers. And I actually have us winning this game. I don't know why. I think that Matt Rule is a great coach, but he's gonna do a favor for his Philly friends.
Well, he hasn't preached about winning yet, so
and they picked up Gilmore from the Patriots.
Yeah, well, but
but Gilmore wasn't able to play for another week yet. So
okay,
I don't 6-week suspension.
Yeah,
okay.
And plus, even if he did, how effective could he be in by getting the game plan? I mean, unless they did like a nickel or a man package with him. But
well, Richard Sherman this past weekend on Sunday Night Football.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Well, he was in shape because he kept trying to beat up his ex.
Oh,
So, I mean, come on, everybody saw the video, right? You saw him banging into the door. It was like he was hitting a dummy. He was hitting that door like.
I wonder, but he was on something, wasn't he?
So, and I'm glad you guys haven't even mentioned that our starting left tackle is not. I heard he's going to be back this week, Lane Johnson.
Ah,
but I had heard a very unique. They've been very hush about it, but we wound up. I had heard that he had quit the team. And that's a big deal. Now he's going to come back this week, so I'm told. But
hold on, it says, watch out, Eagles. Big Blue goes by them next week as we toast Dallas. I like that. I like that.
You know that came from Mac. You know, Mac from the Mac and Jack show.
Yeah,
he was there.
I'll take it, Mac. I'll take it.
Mac is a Giants fan. But every time he says something, that usually the Giants blow it.
So, are we running? Oh wait, we need
your game.
Yeah.
My game?
Yeah.
What my game, right?
Yeah.
What's your score?
I have it a little bit on the over as well. I don't think that the defenses come to play really well. I think that this is going to be like a 29-23 game.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking too. I would go with my 24-28. I think Carolina's they're gonna bounce back from losing to Dallas because apparently I was watching ESPN and you know how they do their little stats. Apparently, teams that lose to Dallas, they come back fighting. So that's the only reason why I say what I say.
So, but I can't really say that about us because we lost to Dallas and then lost to Kansas City.
Oh,
so
wait,
maybe
I'm sorry.
A week to bounce back.
They said that, but then they said besides Philly.
Yeah, so of course you didn't hear me take a score for the Giants game, right? The Giants-Dallas game, because I didn't want to be disrespectful either. I think that you guys are going to get spanked. So,
well, I mean, it's going to be look.
I don't want you to get spanked, but I think you guys are going to get spanked.
Right, and I'm not saying you guys are going to get spanked. Philly, it's hard for me to trust your coach. That's the only issue I have.
Welcome to the party.
I know. I mean,
I'm going. I think that game's going to be, somewhat. I think it's going to be, 31-27 Carolina.
I mean, if you guys won, I'd be happy for you, but not Philly.
Right. Well, no.
I'm happy for you,
I'm always happy,
you
I'm
know.
always happy for the fans.
Yeah.
I could care less about. I don't root for another team. I'm only happy because of the
Yeah.
fans that I am friends with on
Right.
that team.
There
Right.
you go.
And see, we're going to win this game because we have Mr. Tom Brady coming next Thursday.
Oh,
So
right.
as
You guys got a
next
short week?
week coming up.
Shit. Okay.
So I tell you, I'm more cursing today. I tell you, it's
That's that New York attitude.
I'm sorry. I'm just so amped up for this week. It's going to be an awesome week. I get to hang.
Dallas week. for
Well,
the
not only that,
Giants.
I get to hang out with the True Blue.
again.
I get to see him again.
In a month.
Well, okay, True Blue. I just want to let you know that for the live podcast,
Yeah.
it starts at 7, but I'm going to tell you it starts at 4, so you'll be there on time by 7.
For sure.
So you got to be there by 4. You got to be there by 4
There
at
you
the
go.
Music City Mall.
You
And
got
on
it.
that note, we're going to end another show. So again, everybody, thank you so much for spending another Wednesday with us. You know, and listen, for all those people that are watching, if you know a Washington fan, I don't care. I don't care if they have to speak sign language. We just could use a Washington fan on here. I know that they don't exist, but find
Apparently
them
not.
somewhere.
We need a
Somewhere out
Washington
there.
fan. If anybody is a Washington fan, hit me up, please.
Exactly. In the
There you
meantime,
go.
everybody have a great week. Enjoy